Okay, so I wanted to create a help video for this programming menu of activities assignment. Yeah, I'm not going to go through every single assignment here, but if you watch this video, you should be able to complete this assignment if you kind of understand what I'm asking. So the first thing that I want to demonstrate is how to just control Scratch using the arrow keys. Okay, so when I start the program or when clicked, I'm going to go ahead and add an if statement in here. And if we'll do the up arrow is pressed, then I want him to go change up. So up is the y-axis. So I'll go ahead and just change this by 5. So if I try to run this program right now and I hit the up arrow, nothing is going to happen. The reason nothing is happening is because when I hit this flash, it checks right there if the up arrow is being pressed, and then the program ends. I want this to keep repeating, so always be checking if that up arrow is pressed. So the way that I can do that is stick this in a forever loop. So now that this is in a forever loop, now whenever I hit that up arrow, Scratch always goes up. So I'll go ahead and duplicate this. Now let's do down arrow. So if the down arrow, I want him to go down by 5 or add a -5. So now I got up and down. Those are working. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. Now let's do left and right. So let's do right. So I don't want it to be on the y-axis. I actually want to be changing him on the x-axis. So change x by 5. So now when I hit right, he goes right, and then I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this for left, -5. All right, so now when I run this program, up, down, left, right, everything works. Okay, so now what if I just wanted him to follow my mouse? Well, what I can do is I can just do a go to mouse pointer, and now he's just going to go ahead and follow my mouse. Again, I have to have this in a forever loop. If I knock that out of the forever loop, the program just goes through once and it checks that, and then that's it. We need to have this in the forever loop, so it's always checking where my mouse pointer is and then putting Scratch the cat wherever it is. Now let's say that I'm going to create another sprite here. And I'm going to go ahead and make it just like a black box here. Let's fill this thing in with black. Okay, I got this black box here. So now I got this black box. So now when I play my game, we notice I'm playing it, but Scratch is no longer visible. Well, the reason he's no longer visible is this sprite that I just created is in front of him. So I need to bring Scratch in front of this sprite number 2. So the way that I can do that is I just go to look, and then I can pop this, go to front in there, and now Scratch is visible because he went in front of sprite number 2. So what if I'm going to go to sprite number 2 now and go to costumes. I'm just going to go ahead and select that, delete that right there. So let's take a look at what that looks like now. Okay, so now what if I just wanted Scratch to like fall and bounce off of that? Well, let's go to the script here. I want him to fall, so I'm just going to go and drag the forever loop in here, motion, and then I want him to fall, so that's the y-axis. So I want to change that by -5. So right now, there we go, he's just going to fall. But what I want is, as soon as he touches the black, I want him to bounce back up. So right now, he's just going to keep falling forever. So every time I hit that green flag, let's go ahead and start him in a different position. Let's go ahead and start him at 0, 100. So now when I hit that green flag, he's just going to kind of start right there. And then as soon as I hit that black, I want him to bounce up. So let's go ahead and add in an if statement. So if he is touching black, so if sensing he's touching the color black, then I want him to bounce back up. So we'll go ahead and do motion, and we're going to go ahead and change y by 5. Let's see what happens here. So now he's just going to kind of fall, and he's going to stay. So what's happening is we can't see it with our eyes, but he's actually going down by 5, up by 5 really fast. And it looks like he's just staying in the same spot because he's going down and up by 5. So I actually want him to go up by 5, 1, 2, maybe, I don't know, like 10 times or so. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw in a repeat here. Maybe I want him to go a little bit higher than that so I can make that. There we go. So now I got him jumping up and down. All right, so that's pretty cool. What if I wanted him to ask me some questions? So like ask, I don't know, what's a number? What is a number? So now when I click, I'll just go ahead and put in a number. So what we want to do is we want to save that variable that he just answered. So we're going to go ahead and make a variable. And I actually already did this. Let me delete these variables out of here so we start from nothing. So I'll make a variable and I'll call it number 1. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set number 1 to whatever the answer was to that one. And then we're going to ask again, maybe what is another number? And then again, I'm going to go ahead and create a variable. So I'll go to data, make a variable, number 2. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and set number 2 to whatever I answer. So right now, when I play this, what's a number? I'll go like 4, hit enter, and look, number 1 is being saved as 4. What's another number? 10. Look, now number 2 is being saved as 10. So my variables are now being saved. So now what I want to do is I want Scratch to say, so I'm going to have him go ahead and say, let's go ahead and add these two numbers together. So I'll go to variable, add that one, and what's number? So I'll go ahead and put like 4 plus 4 is 8. So he says the right answer. So if I wanted to create a program where it asked for two numbers and then Scratch told you the answers of those two numbers added together, it would look something like this. So we're asking what the numbers are, then we're saving the answers to the different variables, and then Scratch is just saying those variables out loud. Yeah, so hopefully this helped. Let me know if you have any questions.